Hey guys, so today we have a special guest, Athena Thomas, all the way from Sabah. We are currently here in Suriaman, Sarawak in the Deep Jungles of Borneo. We're just going to be asking her a few questions today about worship. So Athena, what does worship mean to you?
Well, worship is a lifestyle and it's a personal connection, an active connection between you and God, where worship doesn't only apply to music, but it applies to how you live before God, be it in your family, in your friends, even in your local church and your community.
So how do you worship?
Well, worship is a personal thing, and it doesn't start when we are next to a music instrument, it doesn't start when we are on stage, it doesn't actually start even when we sing. Although many people would think like that, but worship starts in our heart when we begin to have that desire to seek God more and more actively. Because once we seek God more actively, we will know how to worship, and it will show in our lifestyle. When we connect with people, when we listen to other people, it will show, and that will glorify God. The expression of worship comes in music and songs. That's the expression, but real worship begins in our heart.
So how can we prepare our hearts to walk in this lifestyle of worship?
Everyone functions differently from one another. So to answer that question, you really have to look at the person as an individual and not see or compare that person to another person. So as what I've said in the first question, it really begins in the heart, and one of the things practically how we can prepare our heart is by checking our lives whether we are right before God and whether we are aligned before God. Remember, there's one story in the Bible that says about bringing offering to God, and this person, he remembered the quarrels that he had with another person, so he just dropped the offerings before the altar and asked for forgiveness and made peace with this person, and therefore he pleases God by doing that. So one of the acts that we can improve our lifestyle of worship is simply to come into a position or situation that we know that we are at fault and we are sorry for what we have done. And simply honesty is the first step for worship lifestyle.
Is there anything else on your heart about this topic?
When I always talk about worship, it's always like all the people around me just disappear and it's just me and God. So that's very an intimate moment, and I just want to, my thought on this is that, whenever we come into a situation where we feel down or we feel very depressed or sad, okay, just press into God's presence and God will surely reveal himself. And one of the verses that God always tell me is that even in any situation we are in, when we always pursue and insist that we will seek him more and more, okay, everything becomes secondary, and seeking his face and seeking his presence or entering into his presence is possible. It is possible. So worship is not only for worship leaders. Worship is not only for leaders. Worship is not only for those who are in position, but worship is for everyone who seeks to see God more and more. Because that is the main reason why God has created Adam and Eve, is to have a relationship, is to have a connection, is to be loved and to love God more and more. So that's just an important reminder for all of us.
Awesome. Thank you, Athena, for sharing that with us. If you guys want to see her live in action, be sure to check her out at her church in Maranatha. Bless you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye!